So as we saw, if someone is as sharp as a tack, they're really smart and they're quick to notice what's going on around them.
原来呢 Meg 最小的弟弟 Charles 聪明绝顶 sharp as tack 即便他只有5岁而已 So those are some of the main characters in A Wrinkle in Time. Let's get on with the story. It says, one dark and stormy night, a woman called Mrs. Whatsit appears and leaves a strange message about Meg's father.
Oh, so it's all about her father. Okay, well here we see the word stormy. It's a stormy night. Stormy is a weather word. It describes what the weather is like when there's a storm. So the sky's dark, there are heavy clouds, could be a lot of rain and strong winds, maybe even thunder and lightning. Not the sort of weather you want to go outside in, but it's super dramatic and really good for a story.
Storms 暴风雨，那在这个字后面加个 y， stormy 就是暴风雨的。A stormy night 一个暴风雨的夜晚。The most important part of the story seems to happen a lot on a stormy night.
Oh yeah.
And this strange woman turns up and leaves a strange message. Because of this, we see that the next day, Meg, Charles, and Meg's classmate Calvin investigate.
Okay, so they're finding out who was that woman? What's this message all about? And when they do, something happens. The article says, suddenly, Mrs. Whatsit and her friends, Mrs. Who and Mrs. Witch, and that's witch with a W-H, not like evil witch. So, strange named set of 3 people, Who, Witch, and Whatsit. But they appear and they send the children through a wrinkle in time.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, there are several meanings to the word wrinkle. Now, it can mean the way that your skin kind of starts to lose its stretchiness and start to fold when you get older. Probably see a few on me. You will see that a few older people have wrinkles around their face and hands. We can also use the word wrinkle to talk about the folds in clothes, like a shirt, before you iron it.
Wrinkle 呢，当名词用的时候啊，指的是皱纹或皱褶。但是时间的皱褶又是什么呢 ？What's a wrinkle in time?
Well, the article adds some information. It says this, so the wrinkle, allows them, Charles, Meg, Calvin, to travel through space and time. So imagine that instead of clothes or skin folding, it's space and time folding, making it easy to travel through them. I can kind of demonstrate with my hands. So these 2 places very far apart in space, but you fold them, it's easy to jump from one to the other.
So they meet each other.
Exactly. It kind of like creates a special door by folding it all inwards.
That's clever. So they're traveling through time and space. The story says, on their journey, they learn about the black thing, an evil and powerful force.
There's always an evil force, right? Sauron, Voldemort, Thanos, Darkseid. I'm quoting quite a few movies there. So much evil, always a bad guy. Anyway, we learn that it, this black thing, captured Meg's father and is trying to take over the universe. Evil forces, always wanting to take over stuff.
Yeah, always the same story.
Always the same. Get a new idea, evil people. To take over means to take control of and become the person who owns and controls or rules that thing.
To take over something 也就是占领接管某事物 You can take over a company 接管一间公司 Take over a country 占领一个国家 In this case, it's taking over the universe.
So yeah, taking over the universe. The universe is basically everything. All the stars and all the planets and all the people and all the other beings that live on them and everything in space. It is really everything. Now, scientists don't know exactly how big the universe is or how it started existing, but some scientists think that the universe is getting bigger all the time.
universe 宇宙 and the kids in the story have to save the universe. That's a big challenge.
Yeah, but that's what all the superheroes have to do. Everyone's got to save the universe. But these ones, they're only kids.
Yeah.
So they have to do one thing at a time and start with something a little bit smaller. We don't just go out and fight the evil force and save the universe. Going to start with the smallest and also a very important thing. The story says the children must find a way to save Mr. Murray. So that's Meg's father who is captured.
Yes, they have to fight the evil and powerful force which captures Meg's dad.
Yeah.
This is what they do. They use the wrinkle in time to travel to the distant planet Camazos, where Mr. Murray is being held prisoner.
Okay, so they've got a whole new planet, but of course with this wrinkle in time, it's very easy for them to travel there. Now, this is what we learn about the planet. Camazos is controlled by a giant evil brain called It. Okay, and you'll see we always write it, and this happens in the book as well. Both letters are capital letters. They're uppercase IT, It. It's always It. Now, It, we see, which wants to destroy individual thought.
What does that mean?
Yeah, that's a bit different. This it doesn't just want to take over the universe like the evil black thing. This one, it wants to destroy individual thought. Now, we can use the word individual as an adjective to mean single and separate, and also to show that it belongs to just one person and is therefore a little different to the same thing that belongs to a different person. Okay, so at school, for example, if you have your locker and your friend has another locker, they are individual lockers. Okay, by individual thought, we mean we all have our own thoughts. I think one way, Elsie thinks a little differently. But this giant brain, this it wants to stop people having their own thoughts. It wants everyone to have the same thoughts, to act the same way, and to not be different from each other at all. And this would be terrible, right?
Yeah.
It would be very boring if everyone was exactly alike and exactly the same.
Then everybody's just like robots.
Exactly, you'd be robots, you wouldn't be people anymore.
Right. Individual 呢，在文章中指的是个别的，当形容词用。Individual thought is not allowed on this distant planet Camazos. 每个人个别的思想在这个星球上是不被允许的。另外呢 individual 也可以当名词，指的是个体。Every individual is unique. 每个个体都是独特的。
Yeah, on this planet, this it brain has made all of the buildings exactly the same. So instead of everyone having their own house, they all go to exactly the same house, exactly the same room, and they eat exactly the same food, and they do exactly the same thing every single day.
Yeah.
How bad is that?
It's really bad, but in this way, that it can control everybody.
Yes, that's true, because if lots of people had very different ideas and thoughts, it would be very hard for it to control them. So it has this way of changing people so that everyone on the planet Camazos thinks the same way, does the same thing, and of course is going to follow its orders.
Yeah.
And that is where Mr. Murray is being held prisoner.
So what's going to happen on the planet Camazos?
Well, we just don't know right now.
So I think we'll find it out in our Day 2 article.
Yes, we'll pick up the story tomorrow.
Now it's time for today's For You Chat question.
Okay.